Hello, I thank you for coming today to share the history of Chestnut Grove Elementary, a Rosenwald school. I thank you so much for coming to share this, and this project is being funded by the Conservation Fund. Would you please share your name? And
My name is Dorothy Pfeiffer Woodard.
hey, thank you very much. If you would share the history, we would really love to hear it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So, during the late 19th and 20th centuries, educational opportunities for African Americans in the South were scarce and often substandard. In many rural communities, formal education was simply not available. In response, visionary leaders and philanthropists launched transformative initiatives that forever changed the educational landscape for Black Americans. One such effort was the Jeans Fund, established by Anna T. Jeans, who was a wealthy Quaker from Philadelphia. Deeply concerned about the struggles of Black schools, Jeans met with Booker T. Washington and pledged $1 million in 1907 to support education in underserved communities. Her vision led to the placement of Jean's supervisors, mentors who traveled among rural schools, supporting and training teachers who often lacked a formal education. Booker T. Washington, a strong advocate for vocational education and economic independence, ensured that the Jeans Board of Trustees included African Americans, which was a rare occurrence in that time. The Jeans Fund, later named the Negro Rural School Fund, lasted until 1936, with its influence extending well into the 1960s. It was the only educational foundation during that era where Black leaders had real decision making powers. Complementing the Jeans effort was the groundbreaking Rosenwald School Building Fund, spearheaded by Julius Rosenwald, president of Sears, Roebuck and Company, in partnership with Booker T. Washington, who was the president of Tuskegee Institute at that time. Beginning in 1917, Rosenwald contributed $70 million dollars to schools, teacher houses, museums, and Black institutions. His Rosenwald Fund supported the construction of more than 5,300 schools and shops for Black students in the South. Now, Rosenwald required local communities to raise matching funds to foster shared ownership and commitment. This challenge was met with enthusiasm. Black families across the South raised over $4.7 million, dollars, often sacrificing deeply to ensure that their children had an education. School boards had to agree to operate and maintain the facilities, integrating them into public school system. Now, here's what I think was interesting. Rosenwald schools were built to specific architectural standards. They were typically white wood frame buildings with one or two classrooms. Emphasis was given to light and ventilation, both in paint colors and in numbers, size, and placement of the windows. Schools had to include an industrial room for teaching practical arts. Many also featured classrooms with movable partitions that doubled as community meeting spaces. And 2 acres of outdoor space was required for a garden. Now, locally, Mrs. Mary Charlton Holliday served as Iredell County's first gene supervisor. Arriving in Statesville in 1915, she found little shacks with no classroom materials and students holding umbrellas to keep the water off their desk. She consolidated 39 scattered schools into 11 better equipped institutions and inspired communities to raise funds to match the Rosenwald grants. It was kind of a fever, she explained. When one community found out that another was getting a school, they would get busy raising their money for matching by the Rosenwald Fund and the Board of Education. Her final teaching assignment was before retirement was at Chestnut Grove Elementary School, where she was a fifth and sixth grade teacher. Now, Chestnut Grove built with Rosenwald Fund support in the 1927-28 school year. It replaced several earlier schools, including the Summer School, Green Hill, Shady Nook, Bethany, Hayward Chapel, and Pineville schools. Now, like other Rosenwald schools, Chestnut Grove featured the iconic white frame building with large windows and an A-line roof, and it served students in grades 1 through 8. The brick building was constructed about 1952 and still remains today. Students who attended Chestnut Grove Elementary School went on to pursue a wide range of meaningful and impactful careers, from college professors, teachers, and principals to military service, attorneys, city government leaders, workers for the federal government, for the FCC, farmers, accountants, brick masons, and general laborers. These individuals have made significant contributions in every walk of life. Their diverse paths reflect the strong educational foundation and community values instilled during their early years at Chestnut Grove. The legacy continues to inspire efforts to achieve educational equality today. Some of the principals who served at Chestnut Grove Elementary School were Mason C. Miller, Charles D. Marsh, Junius Campbell, and Mary Newton Morrison. Some of the former teachers were Miss Allen, Brazil Armstrong, Flax Harrington Brayboy, Mildred Holt, Virginia Haupt, Alice Lee, Margaret Scott Marks, Geneva Burke Miller, Mary Newton Morrison, Sadie Hackett Morrison, Sadie Perkins Murdoch, Robert Rankin, Reedy Smith, Jacqueline Carr Steele, and Merle Houston Thomas. On May 17, 1954, the landmark case, Brown versus the Board of Education, the U.S. Supreme Court unanimously ruled that segregated public schools for Blacks and white students were unconstitutional. This decision overturned the separate but equal doctrine, which had previously given legal support to racial segregation through laws mandating separate public facilities and service for African Americans and whites. Despite the ruling, many school districts fought the decision, some deciding to close schools in opposition. It took Iredell County 15 years to follow the ruling, implementing a plan for desegregation in the 1969-70 school year. Desegregation was good in some ways. However, schools such as Chestnut Grove were completely shut down.